believe Jessica's first car was a PT Cruiser, or the PT Bruiser, or I think she calls it the PT Loser. The perfect date for Jessica. Now that's a real good question. I believe when it comes to Jessica, it comes down to where we're going. If it's an experience, there has to be something that builds up to that. Something that gets her involved. Obviously, there has to be some good wine, a decent dinner, and a point where her and I can spend time together, either, observing the stars, looking out at the city, spending time together, just getting the ability to take into account everything we've done for the whole day. Whenever I take Jessica out, I think the best kind of date is where it just builds up to a whole day. And we don't say anything. We just hold each other's hands, have a little kiss here and there, but we feel that the whole day was meant to build up to this. That's the kind of perfect date. You can't put a word to it. You can't put a phrase on it. It's what it is. Biggest pet peeve? Me biting my nails. I don't have nails for a reason. I bite them. I'm nervous. Sometimes I'm agitated or I'm hungry or what, but I do bite my nails. And Jessica gets after she gets after me quite a bit. And she also, quite recently, has been getting after me for washing your hands. So if I ever go into the restroom for anything, even if I'm like fixing a leaky pipe, she's like, "Did you wash your hands?" A perfect wife is one who has a great sense of humor. And that honestly is Jessica to a T. So, where was our first kiss? Our first kiss was at a bar up in Sandy Springs called Battle and Brew. I hate to break it to you folks, but I kind of like some of the, nerdier shit sometimes. But no, actually, Battle and Brew is a really cool place. They got some awesome cocktails and a fun environment. But I remember I took Jessica there. It was a fun day. And afterwards, we kind of wandered out into the plaza where there was this, set of benches. And we sat down and we just both said how wonderful a night it was. And we had a great time together. And that's when I made a move on her. So, and I think the rest is history. But, yep. Sandy Springs, Battle and Brew. That was the first place I smooched her. What song would get Jess on the dance floor? Honestly, I'm beginning to learn more and more. It needs to be like a Missy Elliott song, or Ludacris, or some sort of Atlanta-based rap singer or group. Jessica, I mean, I'm talking to all the girls out there in the crowd here at this bridal shower. I didn't realize that Jess had that kind of street cred. This girl loves rap. She likes to get up and she likes to, twerk it and work it. So any kind of song from back in probably the 2000s or whatever, she likes that. That's how she gets up and moves. So I hope she brings it for the wedding.
Is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it. It's your primitive is why yet. It's your primitive is why yet. If you got a big, let me search it to find out how hard
I have no clue what her first job was, but I do know that she worked after college for Georgia Tech in a marketing position. It sounds like she worked for some very questionable kind of bro dudes, and she got stuck on the roof of a parking lot or a stadium or something like that. I don't know, but she claims that she was out there on the football field wearing a collared shirt, a pair of khaki pants, and she thought she dresses like a lesbian. So, hey, to each their own. But Jessica's first job that I know about was working for Georgia Tech after she graduated. So, you ask her about that. I'm ashamed to say I can't remember the first gift I gave Jessica, but for me, it doesn't ever come down to the physical thing or the gift. For me, what I give and what I value is the experience. So for me, what I give to somebody who I love is a full evening worth of events, spending time together. It really would have been asking Jessica, when she first met me, what was our first best evening together? Because I promise you, before she walked in the front door, I would have considered, what I was serving her to drink, what we're gonna have for appetizers, for dinner, what movie we're gonna watch, what we're gonna do that evening. That to me is a gift. I think of the full package. So my first gift to Jessica would have been my first opportunity to offer her a wonderful, fun evening. So that's my gift to her. And I will continue to give it to her every day of my life. Well, kids, that's a good one. I think we agreed upon 3. So we're hoping we get definitely one healthy child from the get-go. But hey, maybe we get lucky. We get twins or triplets on the first try. So we come from a big family, and big families mean a lot of children. So we're going to try our damnedest, and we're going to try our best to have as many children as we can. So God's blessed us knowing each other, and we both hope that He'll help bless us having very many healthy young children. What chore does Jessica hate? Honestly, God, I don't think she complains about any chore. I'll tell you what one chore she's really good at, which is unloading the dishwasher. So she has this one thing, and ladies or gentlemen in the crowd, you can confirm or deny, but Jessica loves to practically rinse and clean off our dishes and then put them in the dish rack, to the point where I can't tell when I open it up, oh, these are clean. And I'll literally take dirty dishes that have been rinsed off and put them on the shelf, and just would come walking down the down the stairwell, and she'll say, oh, Daniel, those are dirty. And I'm just like, are you freaking serious? No, but it's something, a chore that she least likes to do. You know what? Squashing bugs. She doesn't like to squash bugs, especially those big old cockroaches, those palmetto bugs. Personally, I hate them too, but I'm the guy in the relationship, so I have to smash them too. So, what pet name does Jess call me? Well, I wouldn't call it a pet name per se, but Jessica and I, when we went the weekend before I proposed to her to north of Georgia, and we visited the unofficial Bigfoot Museum, and we walked around the whole exhibit. We looked at a bunch of all these fake footprints, fake big feet, apes, all that, and we saw this huge wall that showed all the different names or nicknames for Bigfoot, and one of them were Big Woods Boss, and Jess and I just laughed at that one. And literally that weekend, Jess would nickname me the Big Woods Boss. And I'm sure she'll tell you the story if you turn around and ask her, but her nickname for the weekend was Hamlet. So to this day, when we're joking with each other, she calls me Big Woods Boss, and I call her Hamlet. My first impression when meeting Jessica, she was standing there in the rain on a cold September day, there just looking for me. We were sitting there playing phone tag with each other and text tag. And I had just walked up from the bottom floor of the parking garage. And this little old lady was like, "Oh, I wish you well. I hope you're good. Do well on your date. I wish you well, Sonny." And I said, "Thank you, ma'am. I hope it goes well too." And I remember I crossed, down the street, made a right, then made a left. And right beneath the Victoria's Secret store, was standing this little girl, and looking at her phone. And that was Jessica. And I was just blown away by how beautiful she was. And I've never stopped loving her. And she is just as much, if not more, beautiful to this day. And the fact that when I came up to her, she didn't want to do some kind of awkward handshake or, high five or, "Oh, hello, how you doing?" Or, during the back then it was the, COVID. So, doing the elbow stuff. She came in for a big old hug and she meant it. And that opened myself and my heart up to her. And the rest is history. So, yep, I'll never forget that day. A beautiful girl like that, that lives in your mind forever. I love her. What's one thing Jessica cannot live without? Honestly, and she's gonna hate me for this, and I hate to say it, but she cannot live without her. She has these special brand of protein shakes that she drinks every day. She can't live without her cold brew coffee. She has a certain brand. She likes a certain coffee, the milk that you put in there. It's a certain one. I think it's like coconut, whatever. She loves that. She can't live without popcorn. She loves popcorn. What else is just like? I don't know. Just can't live without certain things. Usually it involves her snacks. She works her ass off all day long. So when we're sitting on the couch and we're watching The Last Kingdom, or as we call it, Uhtred, Son of Uhtred, she's got to have her sneaky snacks. So she's got to have what she's got to have. So what do I think her wedding dress is going to look like? Honestly, God, I just... So whenever we watch movies that have like a wedding scene or Say Yes to the Dress or some sort of thing that has like a wedding dress, Jessica is very quick to say, "No, that's not it. I would not wear that." Or, "No, that looks awful." So I imagine it's not going to have big bushy shoulders. It's not going to have kind of billowing, like a big tail to it. Maybe it's strapless, that's my guess. It's definitely going to be white. And I don't know. Jess is just going to go old school. I think whenever she looks at our parents' wedding pictures, she's like, "What the hell? What are they wearing?" So she's going to kind of tend towards something maybe a bit more newer. As I said, I'm a guy. I have no clue what wedding dresses are like nowadays, but I think it's going to be, something, where nothing on her shoulders. It's going to show a little bit of this. And it's going to be kind of, something like that too. I don't know. Either way, I'm probably going to cry when she wears it. I'm sitting up there at the top of the altar. Jess will tell you, she's turned me into a big old kind of softie. So that's my expectations. Jess, I know our first kiss was in a dark, cold parking lot somewhere up in Sandy Springs, but I hope that I get to tie the knot on a nice, warm autumn day up in Woodstock at St. Michael the Archangel. That kiss from me to you, we're husband and wife. It can't come any sooner. I love you, baby.